Good morning. I'm getting cold. I wasn't going to come back on right away, but I'm getting cold to that one deck that's got like a shit ton of color. Right here. Home Tarot. All right. So, sorry, Max. What do I want to do? I don't think we're quite done with this, so I'll put that over there. All right. So, what up, Buttercup? I don't know what that's going to mean for everybody. Hold on real quick. Let me read this long ass fucking message. Turn the TV on. Get our birdies on.
This is what the perfect gift for a man looks like. So my wife got me this weird new kitchen knife for Christmas.
I know the situation is very unfortunate. Hopefully you have a good day today. I love you. Call me after work. Okay. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. I was already on today. Oh my fucking at 3:30. I've been up since 3:30. Happy Tuesday. My sciatica. But here's the thing, like yesterday I went to like my follow-up with the doctors, neurology. And which reminds me, I gotta call on my Ajovi. But I don't really have much of like a reflex anymore. Morning, Tam, Aim, Shannon, Tabitha. I don't have much hair neuropathy. I don't have much I'm here in reflection. I don't have much reflex. I don't know, so what they do is they take like a big like cotton tip, it's like wooden, and motherfucker, and they break it in half and they like poke you, because so many parts of my body are numb. And I was like, no, still can't feel it. She's like, you can't feel it? I'm like, well, I mean, I can lightly feel it. I mean, it's not hurting. I can tell you like poking it good. It's like getting poked by a needle. So then she went inside of my toes and I kind of like jumped. So she clearly hit a nerve. And it's really just my left calf right now. Like the side of my calf on the left side. And so I woke up with that and like a couple in my, like a little flutter here and there, like near my tailbone where the sciatica was that. But when I picked up my phone at 3:30 in the morning to see what time it is, my left finger was numb. And by the time I got out of bed, like there was the top of my brain, like a little part of the top of my head was numb. And I did say to her yesterday before I left, I'm like, is there any nerve you touch that would like, because I said the top of my head feels a little numb and cold. She's like, no, not that I can think of. So I'm like, whatever she did, she triggered something. So, so I have, I have no idea, but I felt it in my head again when I woke up this morning, and only my left finger was numb. But when I sit down like this, it's just my calf that's bothering me. But I'm like, what the fuck did she trigger? And I'm kind of happy, like I can feel it in the sense because I haven't been feeling nerve pain. But then I'm like, oh man, I don't miss this feeling. Like I don't want to feel it, I love this one, guys. The crushed peppermint. It's the Christmas one. It's so good, guys. It's so yummy. I like the caramel one too. Like I said, I don't know what I went into the other day, and I'm like, I don't need 4 bottles of lotion. There was like 2 more I haven't seen, but they weren't like based around the holiday. But man, did I want them. I'm hearing bronzer. I would have grabbed one if I thought one was a bronzer. So they must make a bronzer. Hey Siri. Does hemp's lotion make a bronzer?
This hemp bronzing moisturizer not only tans your skin, but it also has restorative and healing properties that will help to improve your skin.
Well, that's saying hemp.
This is from WeedRepublic.com.
That's saying hemp, not the lotion. Hemp's. H-E-M-P-T-Z, I mean, H-E-M-P-T-Z, H-E-M-P-Z, thank you. Hemp's lotion have a bronzer. They do. Hypoallergenic. Glow glitter. Touch of a tan. I didn't know that. That's not what I saw. But it sounds like something I like. I'd want. Hemp's Malibu Golden Glow Skin Firming Bronzing. Skin Firming. Oh my God, you like sold me. If only, right? Helps to keep toned skin. Oh, interesting. Instant bronzing drops. Well, okay, so quite a few. It's interesting. I noticed my legs get white. I still have my tan lines, though. They have shampoo now, too? Oh, interesting. It was the only 2 left on the shelf, so must have been buying. So now, all right, I got supposed to do this deck. I just heard "We the People of the United States," the Constitution. 4th Amendment. What's the 4th Amendment? Hey Siri. What's the 4th Amendment in the Constitution?
The Constitution, through the 4th Amendment, protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. This answer is from uscourts.gov.
Protects people from unreasonable searches. Huh.
The Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures and requires police to demonstrate probable cause to a judge in order to obtain a search warrant.
Okay, so maybe there's a search warrant. Maybe someone's like, do you have a search? Can we come in? Do you have a search warrant? I don't know. Something with the Fourth Amendment. Marshmallow? Is that what you try to spell, AIM? So funny because Marshmallows just texted me. I call marshmallows. I don't know why. It was like a joke from the beginning. I always called them marsh, but I have her on my phone as like marshmallows. Mashallah. That's funny. Love you too. All right. Evo. Welcome. Hi. I use cherry blossom. There's a cherry blossom hemp oil? Get the fuck out of here. Or just like cherry blossom in general. Yes, lotion. By Hemps? Well, this is exciting. We should all be like wearing, wow. We should all, oh my God, I'm so excited, Tammy. Huh. So there must be something about lotion and scents. It is weed. Maybe they're doing like a weed raid. I don't fucking know. Here in Coke. Yeah, so there's something going on here with drugs. Oh, wonderful. But I always like the holiday ones, but I love cherry. So that's exciting. And apparently, I would love a bronzer. Oh. I have like 10 of them in my house, and I do not have cherry. I like the melon one over there, too. All right. I haven't used this deck in a long time. I don't know. It just came to me when I was driving home. And I was like, oh, you know. Chariot, Ace of Wands. Yeah, I'm not good at moisturizing myself, too. I like the oils myself. I do. Especially in the winter where it gets so dry. All right, so I'm hearing local farm stand, local eggs, local. Kind of feel like there might be a warning here too. Could have sworn to myself it said Bone Tarot, but it's Bonfire Tarot. Digging up bones. Yeah, I know there's something going on here. Me just staring at it. Something just came out with drugs, and then I heard Coke. Molly. Can people smoke Molly? Sniff Molly? That'd be gross. There could be another global raid because the Fourth Amendment. So I don't know if this is telling me somebody's Fourth Amendment has been broken or if there's going to be a massive raid on somebody's house. To me, that would be in the public eye. So it could be somebody you know too. But if you know anyone that's, got pounds and pounds and pounds of fucking pot in their house, just silly. But it happens. Gotta be stored somewhere, right? But I'm getting like celebrity raid, a political raid. Because we're talking the Fourth Amendment as if somebody knows their rights. And everyone should know the basic of the rights, but to get down to it takes a lot for a judge to sign off on something. Like they need, more than probable cause. Like they're smart about it, especially if somebody's high ranking here. So I think there's going to be something in the public eye that goes down that's high ranking, some type of raid within somebody's house, or something could just be coming to light from one of the raids that people have already done. No, it's something new, but I'm getting pulled to Epstein, so I don't know if it's linked to Epstein or not. Or an Epstein tie. Maybe they can tie Epstein to something. I don't know. But I'm hearing a national raid. That's like pulling me like more like war. Hey Siri. Is there such a thing as a national raid?
The concept of a designated day to appreciate and engage in raiding activities gained traction on gaming forums and social media. Gamers started organizing special events and challenges on April 13th, the most mentioned date online, and National Raid Day was born. On this day, gamers from all over the world unite to embark on epic quests, test their skills, and forge bonds with their fellow raiders.
Are you kidding me? But here we go with April again. Someone could have had an April, and all my predictions were in April, guys. Crazy shit with April. I don't know if it has to do with just us spiritualists. A gamer. You know what's funny? I did let Caden had his, and I hope I made the right decision, but Caden had his Fortnite in his name that only shows is like 16 or 18 because it was like what, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, maybe even longer, where we lied about his age, so he could play. But now they're like, it's been 7. Yeah, that's what it is. It's been 7 years. We need you to update your information. And he could have did it, but he doesn't have an ID. He doesn't have a license. School ID wasn't one of the things. Birth certificate wasn't one of the things. It had to be like a form of an ID with a picture on it. So I let him put it in my name. I had a picture of my license. And then I had to do the whole facial recognition thing, and it took forever. And it made me think of like how the government's scanning faces and shit. I wasn't happy about it, but I mean, it's gonna happen one day. It's what we live in. You can only prolong that for so much time anyway. But I'm like, I hope I don't get in trouble for that, because I'm like, Caden, you get kicked off of shit all the time. And it pisses me off, like inappropriate language, or he's like, but now I can't chat to anybody. But that's because of your own consequences, dude. So, and I've heard him on games. He can be vicious. He normally plays with friends, but I'm like, great. Now I have my name out there. People think this 47-year-old woman is playing fucking Fortnite and getting down. But you know what's funny? When Caden was little, my OGs, I told you this story. He got a letter in the mail asking him if he wanted to compete in a triathlon. What is a triathlon? That's running. But, right? Hey, Siri, what's a triathlon?
A triathlon is an endurance multi-sport race.
Cycling, swimming or cycling.
Okay, I found this on
Thank
the
you.
web for some.
So, and we couldn't believe it because he was signing into my ex-husband's name, obviously, when he played. It was guns. I wasn't happy about it. But Danny's like, no, it's all good. I'll keep an eye on him. I can teach him about gun safety, yada, yada. Was it Grand Theft Auto? I'm like, oh, you're going to try to tell me Grand Theft Auto is okay? But no, it was Ops. Something Black Ops. I think it was Black Ops. But he was that fucking good at the game that when he was like 8, 9 years old, he got an invitation to play at like one of the big things. I was like, what the fuck? So someone might be really good at games, a national raid, but that's for gamers, and April 13th, but it's pulling me to Friday 13th, when my friend Mitch died. He was family. It was Friday the 13th. It was right before Caden was born, because I didn't think I was going to make it through the funeral, because Caden was May 3rd. And then I think I took all my kids to Taco Bell. This was years later. And I looked back in the mirror, and Mitch was in the back seat. I'll never forget it. And I do have his ex-wife. They were married at the time. And I also grew up with her. Beth, I have her on my Facebook. She's got 2 kids. She was pregnant at the same time with Savannah. And Savannah was, I think, 3 months younger than Caden. So she had to give birth without him. It was pretty horrific. And it was actually a car crash, and I talked about that Van Diesel energy. They were racing. And it was at a work thing. It wasn't super fast, and they weren't racers by any means. But one was going this way, and there was a little bit of a ramp. And the way his best friend, the way his best friend hit the ramp, had the car flip over on Mitch's car, and Mitch was pronounced dead instantly. It crushed him. So imagine the best friend dealing with that too. And it was a hard situation, because it was Beth's best friend too, but it was Beth's best friend's husband. So I don't know what's going on here. It could be, careful with car crashes, that's been coming out. But reckless drivers. But when I hear Friday the 13th, I hear it's superstition to me. But I mean, that was 17 and a half years ago. So I just got the goosebumps. I don't know why I just got the goosebumps. Usually when I tell the truth or confirmation, I get the goosebumps, and it's okay, well, I'm not lying anyway. So it throws me off when that happens. I'm seeing someone getting thrown from a ride, at Disney World, or see, there's someone's at fault here, and it could be horrific. And actually, my ex-mother-in-law, I still consider her my mother-in-law, but my ex-mother-in-law was in a car accident when she was younger with her best friend, and I think 2 other girls, and one died. And it's just a horrific thing to live with. So I don't know why these messages are coming out. I got the whole car thing there too. So and I was talking about Craig the other day, Jade's best friend, who passed away in a car when his car flipped. But that was 10 years ago. So I don't know if somebody's trying to come through here. And it has to do with a car. And I saw Mitch in my car. So there's definitely something. Someone died. I'm hearing train too. Somebody died. So I'm guessing this is somebody, I don't want to guess, that already passed over. So to me, it's, somebody who already passed over. Maybe this is just somebody trying to say hi. If any of you guys know anybody like that, they're coming around to say hi. I'm also getting pulled to that horrific story where the father ran over their own son because their son was playing on the tractor. And he didn't know it. And he was talking to a friend, so he jumped in the tractor and drove, and he literally rolled his kid over, flat, straight up flat with a roller. What the fuck? Didn't something happen with the pool there? Something's going on here. What the fuck? I just got pulled to a hen. It's a noise that peanut butter made, but it was his feet scratching on that material. But it reminded me of like a hen farting, and I've never heard a hen fart, but I got pulled to a hen. What's the spiritual significance of a hen? Nurturing motherhood, fertility, protection. Maternal love, creation, fertility, groundedness, stability, community building. Ideal maternal love and Christian love. Nurturing, protective, and comforting. It has to do with the passing. I don't know if somebody liked hens. I will tell you, Mitch's mother, which she's still my mother and parents' best friend, she loves hens. She's got hens in her house. So I don't know if this is just Mitch coming through for me to give the message to her, like, hey, Mitch says hi, which is always awkward when that happens. So Janice might just be really thinking about him right now. Was he a Capricorn? When's his birthday? Maybe his birthday is coming up. I'm hearing no. So I don't know. So somebody definitely from the other side is trying to communicate with you guys. I did say train. There was something with a train. I did just get pulled to Staten Island too. There was a possible tsunami in Australia a few days ago. In other countries yesterday, and tornado in California. Oh, I didn't look that up yet. But we knew that was coming in. She lives in California. I hope this isn't predicting somebody's death. I hope this is not what this is. I think this is what that is, and I don't like that message. So someone's going to die by train, plane, automobile. I just got pulled to that movie. Some type of machinery. And I was just saying to Mia the other day, like, because I have the shovel in the trunk, and she's like, so do I get out of the car and shovel out? I was like, it just depends on the situation, you know. But I said, if you ever slip on ice, don't ever get out of the car if you're off to the side of the road, because chances are the people behind you or before you did the same exact thing. And there's people that are known when they do that, they get clipped by the door or they get pinned in. And she's like, Mom, what if I ever lost my brakes? Because there was something she was watching, and this girl was like a new driver, and she was on a long road, and she went to go slow down and realized her brakes didn't work. So she called the cops right away. And she's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And as many cops as they could and firemen came out to get in front of her because the end of the road was a lake. And my ex-husband landed in a lake upside down. And then all the windows opened. So that was fate. I remember that day I lost my breath and everything. And I called my mom all the way in Minnesota being like, something happened to Danny. I know we did. Blah, 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 blah. She said, calm down. Do I have to fly home? I'm like, she said, do you know that this just happened? I was like, no. But I'm telling you right now, I have this feeling. I feel like I can't breathe. Like I took my last breath. And then, within a half hour, cops were at my door. Oh man. Anywho, so she crashed into the cops. And Mia's like, would I, maybe something with the mirror is, Mia's like, would I just crash into a tree so I don't hit another car? Is that selfish of me to hit another car? And I was like, don't ever crash into a tree. And if you can't get to like the side of the road or into like somebody else's yard, if you don't have a scenario like that, if you have to hit another car, hit them from the side, don't hit them dead on. But I'm like, Mia, I don't even know why we're having this conversation, because it's hypothetical for one, but you never know what situation you're going to be in when you're actually on the road. You know what I mean? So it's, you can't really give advice like the way she was asking for advice, because I think she just got paranoid after she watched that video and was like, well, what would I do? Would I just go straight into that tree? And I'm like, no, hell no. That's the worst thing you can do, is go straight into a fucking tree. Okay, like let's not, and here's a tree, like let's not do that. If you have to hit a car, I'd rather you hit a car or the edge of a mailbox, or you just do a big spin, you turn your wheel and let it just take you somewhere so you stop. I said, the e-brake's not always going to work. I said, but the chances of that happening are so fucking slim, because you know there's something wrong with your brakes months and months before that would even happen. They make noise, they don't work, they pump, they do things. So if that literally actually happens, the odds are somebody cut the brakes or did something wrong. You know, it's not something that just kind of like instantly happens to people's cars. Is the statistics of that just happening to people's car are extremely fucking low. I'm talking super low out of like the millions of billions of fucking people on this earth. The odds of that happening are like 5% of the fucking population when it comes to brakes. You know what I mean? In the sense of you slammed into somebody because your brakes didn't work and you slid on ice, then yeah, different scenario, right? But we're talking like this chick just lost her brakes and panicked, but she did good. She called 911 and she's like, I got a few miles left, you know, before I go straight into a lake. I don't know. I think I'd probably jump out before the lake. I don't know. But Mia's like, stay on this road. I'm like, well, you see how you're going down the hill and you're accelerating, you know, but when you go up a hill and around corners, you're going to slow down. Because she took her foot off the brake for a minute to see what would happen, you know. But if you're on a straight road, guys, I don't know. I was like, I guess hit a mailbox, but just don't hit anything head on. You need to clip it with your passenger side door, your passenger side driving, unless you're on a road or something. But if you're going to go after a mailbox, you know, don't clip it on your side, clip it on the other side. And if you happen to have to crash into somebody, clip it from the left side, from the right side, you know. So I don't know if this is, you know, I say to Mia all the time, and I say to Kaden, like, he'll be 18 in a few months. And it's like, no, you're still going to driver's ed. I don't care. Like, I'm getting you into a class. Like, it's not going to be like Mia. You know, it's just not going to be a thing. Mia drove for years. Kaden doesn't even want to get behind the wheel. And besides, I drive a Mazda. It's like having a standard. Like, his fucking slides aren't even going to fucking fit on the pedal. He's literally going to have to wear, like, slender kicks. Or learn how to drive barefoot. I think he has those Yeezy slides that are, like, big and huge. Like, that's not going to be a thing. I've worn Mia's Crocs out to the car before, and I was like, oh my God, I got to take my Croc off. sorry guys, I had to pee and then I forgot to tell you. The other day I forgot to tell you, not like you need to know. But then I had to text my mother, and then I got caught up on Amazon because I just was looking for a particular deck, and I just came across a deck for like $4.95, and I was like, what? But it's like the Path of Horror. But I just got pulled to all the colors, so it might be something with red. But I wasn't able to pee, guys. And I really gotta pee. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe like I'm getting pulled to a hospital bed. You know how like sometimes like, oh, I gotta pee, but you need help getting out of bed. Yeah, see, something's going on here. I definitely feel like this is somebody who already passed over, but I also feel like it's predicting somebody else's death here. So do be wary on the roads, guys. Let's leave at 9. So I got 45 minutes. I got to take my mom to get blood work where I used to work, because if they can't do it, so they'll let me poke. Or just shut the curtain and poke. Maybe you're visiting a grave, sitting on a gold mine. That came out earlier read with the feminine energy. And I meant to tell you guys, like here and there, there's a right one, there's a wrong one. Even if there's a right one there, don't even worry about the right one, because it's the wrong one. And you guys might get tested. It might be a lesson. To me, I feel like you already know better. But I don't want to, maybe you could have like a near-death. I don't think this is a near-death experience. I think this is, it could be a near-death experience. Those are never fun. I've already had my fair share of those, so I really hope that doesn't happen to me. And Mia brought up Deja the other day in the car, my niece who passed away. Yeah, there's definitely something here with a car accident or somebody saying hello. And it's funny because I just looked at Heidi's Facebook page the other day. She pulled up and something about, oh my gosh, it was something about chickens or hens in the government. And then Mia mentioned her. And it was bad weather with that one in October. Yeah, it was her last post. It was yesterday. Buy me chickens and tell me you don't trust in the government. Yeah, buy me chickens and tell me you don't trust in the government. She's like, when your best friend knows you really well. I was like, oh, that's funny. So, again, something with the public eye. Let's just see what these cards have to say, I guess. I feel like I'm still channeling, though. I haven't channeled like, I always channel, but I haven't channeled like this for a while. And I haven't used this deck in a while either. But I was pulled to this deck. I'm hearing eerie, like it might be an eerie situation. King of Cups, the moon, could be a foggy night. Somebody could be drinking behind the wheel. Don't get in the car with somebody drinking behind the wheel. I know when we're all buzzed, sometimes it's like, are you sure? Are you sure you get to drive? Are you sure? Are you? And then I was talking to Marsh the other day, and someone that she works with was drinking on the job, and he went to go get in the car and drive to go pick somebody up, and they all got into like a huge fight because like he just walked right by her, and she was just like, I was just not wanting him to like go pick up his fucking kid, you know? So be careful here with drunk drivers on the road. I mean, we got the holidays coming up too, you know? Drinking on the job. I know you'd be surprised how many people actually fucking do that, or drugs and get away with it, you know? I had one friend that literally would do coke, you name it, acid at a restaurant down at the beach. But it was her management and all the people that worked with her. They all did drugs together before the shift started. So it was everybody. Mia just shook my camera because it stuck to the wall. And Mia's upstairs. She sat at the kitchen table. But yeah, the whole management, everybody would just like trip out on shrooms and do shit, you know. And I'm like, how did these customers not realize that everybody was fucking, you know, all fucked up on drugs? Yeah, see, there's something with drugs here too. So this could be drinking and driving. This could be somebody on drugs. I'm hearing like war on drugs, banned on drugs. Or somebody might have drugs in the house and they're like, no, you can't come in without a warrant. And it could be a sarcastic fuck like, nope, I know my amendment. I know my amendments. You know what I mean? Or I know my Fourth Amendment. Like somebody who does drugs or deals with drugs, they're going to know their Fourth Amendment. But it doesn't make them fucking smart. That's for damn sure. But there's going to be something global too, like the whole thing. Hearing Epstein again, but it's I don't think it's the Jay-Z, not Jay-Z. And what's his name? The other one. Jesus walks with me. That's Cayenne. What I call him Cayenne all the time. So Kanye. I'm so sorry, Kanye. We're just talking about the Easy shoes. It's Yeezys, whatever. Something with a Nike brand, something with a Nike brand, something with a sneaker, Nike. Reebok. I think it's Reebok more than Nike. But I'm seeing purple or blue. Diddy. Yeah. I don't think it's another Diddy thing. It might be, though, since I'm mentioning all those things. But like another raid, if it's not another raid, it's something being exposed from the raid. I'm getting like a list of things. Like I'm getting like a purple or a blue folder. The way peanut butter has been flying lately, it sounds so funny. I mean, he's growing, but so I can tell his new wings are growing in because of the sound of his speed. But I'm getting speed as in like drugs. I mean, we're in that energy where, okay, buddy, that was like right in front of my face. His wing almost just clipped my face. He's been going real close to me lately. The other day he did bump into something. I know you're going to come sit with Mama because you heard Mama talking about you. Yeah. You pressing your luck. You're testing out your new wings. So he's got new longer wings obviously growing in. So this could be something you can hear because I got pulled to his worms. Remember you could hear the buzzing from the worms? Maybe it's a power line or do not get out of the car if you hit a power line. You think that would be obvious, but it's not as obvious as you would think. So I don't know if something was tragic. I wouldn't say intentional unless, it's just you signed up to go out that way. I don't know who would sign up to go out that way, but Christopher Reeves. Yeah, I'm telling you, like there's definitely, I don't know if this is like the doctor's not picking up on something because I just got pulled to myself there with my nerve right now and how it went to my brain and it shouldn't because those nerves aren't linked. Everything's all linked, but and I was like, well, could have been worse. I could have ended up like Christopher Reeves. You'd think I wouldn't go through that dark period, but I did because I was so angry and bent out of shape. We're going on a fucking year and I'm just having surgery now for something that I've been complaining about from the first month in. It's pretty fucking ridiculous. But anywho, but I kept saying like could have been worse. But at first we thought I could have had that Claudia something syndrome where it can end up damaging a nerve And then next thing you know, you go paralyzed if they don't catch it. So I meant to text my doctor this morning to tell him all my symptoms because I just thought it was very fucking odd that her poking, because I couldn't feel it. So she had to go in between your toes. It's like it must be a soft spot. And she hit a nerve. I'm like, can I just do that again and see if the nerve goes away? I can't have you sitting on my computer, buddy. It's just, I can't. Yeah, want to play? But I'm not thinking that for me, really, per se. But I mean, I'm just saying it came out, like, pay attention. Pay attention to your health. I don't even want these on here, but I wasn't sure if peanut butter wanted to hang out on the table. Health crisis. Well, we know we're all going through that. Yeah, there's definitely going to be an impending death. Like something's definitely. Guys, it is that global energy too. Sometimes where with the lineup right now with machinery, guns, weaponry, accidents happening, hunting season. I got pulled to a deer. One of my dad's best friends accidentally killed his son because the rifle went off when it was like literally on the ground, like leaning against like a rock, and it went off. A lot of people were there. There's just nothing you can do, right? So I'm just like, something tragic is going to happen here. I'm so sorry. It will be tragic for some people. Again, I'm so sorry. Like, this just could be something in the spotlight, or it's somebody who's in the spotlight and their family's about to experience this. Like that person that passed away in the car from that movie with Vin Diesel. He has a twin that came into the reading this morning. And it actually affected the world because so many people just loved him to death. It's like when John F. K. passed away, or, MLK, things like that, Princess Diana, the Queen. So, but I feel like this is more than just one designated country. I feel like this, whatever this is, I'm hearing impending, could devastate a big part of the world. I'm almost getting pulled to what's about to happen in Ireland. And it could be 4 years out, but I mean, that's a catastrophe that I still don't want to say out loud. I want to finish that first because that is a massive loss. It's like an earthquake and then like a landslide, but this landslide takes out, 4 different towns. People, livestock. It's just, we'll get into that on the other channel. And didn't I say something about fires in Paris? Not Paris. Did I say Paris? There was something about fires. There was fires coming in. Was that the UK? Or I was just referencing the Great Fire of France. I don't think it's going to be France again. Was it Spain? What was it? I have it right over here, actually. I'm looking right at Barcelona. Fire within 40 days. Fire within 40. Oh, near Dublin. So it was Ireland. So I think it's going to happen in Ireland. For some reason, Ireland's about to get hit with some shit in the next few years. That's unfortunate. Such a beautiful place. I feel like I've had a past life in Ireland for sure. My Nana, who passed away, gave me her her necklace, I've showed it to you guys plenty of times. It's a Celtic cross that she got in Ireland. But I keep hearing something with Italy too. Italy keeps coming to me. When I think of Barcelona, I'm thinking about the bulls running. Something may fall and crash in Barcelona. Like a not a figment, historical monument. Something. It could be anywhere in Spain, but I am getting pulled to Barcelona and something falling. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa falling. But I thought it was going to fall, but it never fell, correct? Did it ever fall? Or something with the structure? Did anything ever happen? In the last couple years, has anything happened to the Leaning Tower of Pisa structurally? Yes, the Leaning Tower of Pisa has continued to straighten itself out in the last recent years. What the fuck? It's actually, the Leaning Tower of Pisa has continued to straighten itself out. What the fuck, guys? How is that possible? The only way that would be possible is if something in the earth is cracking and it's leaning it. But eventually, if something in the earth, the foundation is cracking, you can't sit on my computer and yap because people can't hear me. If something is actually, it's got to be something with the ground. That there has to be like a crack or something that's pulling it back that way. But if that continues to happen, it's going to go over. The tower's center of gravity falls within the base of the tower, which prevents it from toppling over. The tower stabilization that they began the efforts in 1990 included removal of soil beneath the tower's foundation, strengthening the tower's structure, and undergoing correction. The Leaning Tower of Pisa has continued to straighten itself out. So, like, no man are involved. There's no men involved there, guys. That's like, it's doing it itself. Like, that's awfully fucking weird. Oh, fool's Joni. Oh, yeah, well, you're so welcome, sweetie. I will tell you, when my love bug Roxy died, and I hope I don't make you cry, I'm staring at her right now. It was either the first night or the second night. I went to bed, and I felt her jump onto the bed and lay at my feet. And I had to like do a double take because I was still awake. And I think there was one other time after that I felt her, but that was it. But I was like, oh my God, you're the best. But like, please cross over. So that means she was hanging out with me for a little while. And we did put her down at the house. We had a traveling vet come. But she was taken to be cremated. And literally, best fucking dog ever in my entire life. So, I hope I don't make you cry, but, which I probably am, but that's okay. It's feelings. I'm going to put Roxy up here in remembrance of her name. What was your doggy's name? It's a hard loss, guys. It's tough, but I'd rather keep having animals and they're live a great life, and then I'm able to see them through. It's difficult, cuts deep. She started having seizures October past. She died in her sleep after a bad one. Well, that's, if you ask me, Bella, beautiful name. If you ask me, I'm getting a stone. I don't know if you did something with a stone, but I'm going to grab this stone and I'll put it up here. It is a little smile. It's one of my favorite stones in tribute to Bella. Bella and Roxy. Bella and Roxy. She was a white boxer. Absolutely beautiful. So, to Bella and Roxy. And all the other pups that we've lost. But I hear you, baby girl. I think the best way for a cat to die, any animal, is in their sleep. I was looking at Kessel this morning, and even when she leans over, you can just, she's 21, guys. You can just tell, you know what I mean? So, you know, when she goes, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I don't take my cats to the vets. I only did my dog's yearly appointments unless they had to go. Or if my cats had to go for like an ear infection or fleas or something, you know, I knew wasn't healing, then I would take them. Kessel's probably only been a handful of times in the 21 years that I've had her. So I know they're just going to tell me, you know, she's getting old, could be a joint. You never know, you know, but I don't need a doctor to tell me that. Oh, the vet said her little brain and heart couldn't take it anymore. Oh. Well, it sounds like she passed peacefully, and I'm sure you were with her. You know, seizures is hard. Roxy was having seizures here and there too. She would sit she would go in between the corner of my door and my bed and put her head literally in the corner, and she would, like, it was almost like she was dry puking, and it was awful. And I was going to get a second opinion with the cancer in her paw, but she had lumps everywhere. But I didn't need a second opinion. I knew something was off. I knew it wasn't fixable. It was just a matter of when I felt like it had to be time. And then there was just one night I was up with her all night, and I'm like, and the next day she was great, but I knew it was time. I couldn't have her suffer like that near my bed. It was just heart-wrenching. So, yeah, you were right next to her, both comfortable, and then you woke up. What a beautiful way to go, though. I'm telling you, I hope that doesn't sound harsh, but I'd only wish that, like, I was with her, holding her when they put the injection in. You know, like, I don't even want to go there. But so, there's something with death here, okay? So, again, it could be an animal, but to me, it's definitely a person. But incarnation, I just heard incarnation. Not recarnation, incarnation. So, how is it you come back? Definition of incarnation. That's like here for the first time or something. A person who embodies in the flesh or deity, spirit, abstract quality. It refers to reincarnation, one of a series of lifetimes that a person spends on Earth. Like, I feel like I'm reincarnated over and over and over and over because I choose to. But she's probably coming back incarnated. So she can embody flesh, a deity, a spirit, another animal, you know, a person. So I hope that brings you some comfort. She'll probably find her way back to you. So that's a strong fucking bond. But people have strong bonds with animals, guys. Like, it is a thing. And they say that you choose your pets too. And before you come into this world, like, you do your path. And there's a lot of negotiating too, guys. But she was there. She got me through everything. Just like Kessel, she got me through everything. Max has been there, but not through everything. But he's just a whole nother cat, and I just love him to scruples. I'm hearing scruples. But even staring at her like she was my babe. So maybe you end up with another pet, and it ends up being Bella. Or saying to me, like, same thing, like, maybe Roxy is peanut butter. Anything I got after Roxy or Lucy. You know what I mean? Something like that. But this would be somebody, if Bella gets incarnated. I'm hearing Bella's going to be incarnated. I'm guessing that means she'll end up back in your life again as another pet. I don't know if it would be a dog per se, but she will find her way back to you. I mean, that's amazing if you ask me. I don't think I've ever really thought of it like that. She was your one and only? Oh. Yeah, you might go that route again. That's what people say. My mom said the same thing. Then they ended up getting Loki, dog after dog. I've had like 20 dogs in my lifetime. Well, that's far-fetched, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's at least 10 to 15 dogs growing up. Always had a couple at a time. Sadie was my favorite. Roxy's my favorite too, but Sadie was my childhood dog, and Diamond. But I don't know. Or you might just have a pet come to you, like Shannon said, when you least expect it, and you end up taking the pet in. I didn't know pets incarnated. I know they can reincarnate. I didn't know they incarnated like that too, though. So that's wild to me. Yeah, I don't know. That is wild to me, though, guys. Like, I don't think I've ever channeled a message like that before. I'm trying to think what that peach little, and she passed away in April, so I don't know what's going on with this April vibe. I don't know what that peach thing is down there. That's the wood floor, because she died a couple weeks after this, or a month after this, because she has the same picture with her Easter egg ears on. And she had a cross on her ear. I mean, she was just amazing. I bottle fed her. I rescued her from somebody, and then I bottle fed her. So her tail was already clipped, and you weren't not even supposed to clip them that young an age. And they were about to crop the ears, and I was like, no, do not touch her ears. I will be back to get her. Do not touch her ears. So yeah, there's some strong animals or family coming through, like it's okay, or just saying hi. But then on the other hand, we have like things that kind of like are tragic, and we take that way, and then here not necessarily tragic, intentional, something again. It's like being pulled to that car, but where I always saw like a president or a high authority figure get out of the car, turn around and wave, or coming out of work, either way. And I don't know, that happened with the health guy, the CEO. But I feel like that could have been it. But for me, it's iffy, because I always looked at it as being like Trump or president, or somebody admired, like Princess Diana. It would be tragic but intentional on somebody else's end. Okay, so this is how Spirit's having me break it up, like tragic, intentional, but tragic on other people's ends, but intentional. So again, if something worldwide is going to happen with somebody, it's got to be somebody who's known in the public eye. It's got to be something huge. It's got to be evicted, prosecuted, jail. Someone could be going to jail. But I'm not getting that with the public eye. That's just a minor. Maybe it's a misdemeanor, and they're not supposed to go to jail. But you got a corrupt lawyer, I don't know, guys. Somebody in the public eye that people adore. I got pulled to like a cooking, like Martha Stewart, or somebody who cooks, like public eye. And she went to jail. Or maybe like Diddy dies in jail. Like it's something. It's public eye. Something's gonna go down here. Or we all know jails are corrupt and people die. They write the stupidest things on the freaking death certificate that's not even close to the fucking truth. So, traditional system, there could be something going down with the traditional system here. Like major bigwigs are being forced to retire or they're getting called out. Which would make sense because things clearly need to be restructured. But this would be public eye. Typically, that would be more low key. It's not the reading I wanted. Let me just see when it comes to a public figure. And then I'm going to have to come back and do something else with this deck because I got to leave soon. Knight of Cups. So again, somebody loved, somebody adored. You got Judgment, like they're meeting their maker. It could be by law. It could be by, I'm just hearing by death. Could have something with the number 20 or it could even happen on the 20th. 8 of Swords. That's prison to me sometimes. 6 of Corn, 6 of Corn. Children of the Corn. And the 5 of Swords. Like somebody's out to like get you too and just let you drown. Like so if I'm talking public eye, this could be somebody in jail. And it's a lot of people adore this person. But with the 6 of Coin being here, that's what throws me off with this reading, because it's like some people are saying like it's so unfair. It's so unfair. I wonder if this is Trump. You know, he's someone linked to Trump, because I don't see it being Trump, but I'm hearing Trump. It's got to be something in the political world. Politician. But this is like when people fight, like, he didn't do it, she didn't do it. And it's like somebody who's really adored and everyone's convinced that somebody didn't do it, but somebody's about to get locked up. And then people start fighting. There could be another Capitol riot. The last time I predicted a riot, it took a year. It took almost 2 years to come into fruition. Somebody's intentionally throwing somebody under the bus. Whoever this is not going to get away with it. So it's almost like as soon as somebody goes to jail, they get out of it. I mean, that would happen to Trump. But I don't see it being Trump. But it is. Could have to do with people in the White House. Because I never got back to that reading with all the people with security and stuff that are, I'm hearing, forged and fired. Like all the people with security that are participating in the whole fucking child ring, kidnapping, swapping kids, whatever they're doing. Laundering kids, like, I don't know. Again, when it comes to social media, be careful on how something's projected as well. It's like time's running out. Somebody is purposely, It's almost like somebody will put themselves into hot water just to make sure something gets indicted here. Hey Siri, definition of indicted.
Indict means formally accused of or charged with a serious crime.
So is there no ED on it? Definition of someone being indicted. Thank you. There's the ED. It's just a formal accusation, or an accusation in a criminal against someone suspected of a serious crime. The grand jury investigation, indictment, formal charges follow. It could have something to do with money with the 10 of pence at the bottom of the deck, because it could be fraud. But like a former manager, this could have to do with the whole music industry right now. Someone's gonna get charged up the yin yang. Like, we find Mr. something guilty on this charge. We find the defendant guilty in this charge. We find the defendant guilty in this charge. We find the defendant guilty in this charge. Like, but I feel like it's a setup. Like, somebody will like take, you know what I mean? It's like people just don't give a shit, and will take the consequences of being the whistleblower but getting arrested at the same time, even though they didn't really do whatever this was on the other end. They're just saying they did it. So they must have found a mole. They must have found a rat. A bum. They found somebody to blackmail. But it's like, take this fault, take this blame, and I'll make sure your family's set for life, because you have the 10 of coin at the bottom of the deck. So this person is willing to go on stand and testify and lie. So I don't know if this has already happened and the truth is coming out. I kind of feel like this already happened and the truth is coming out, but then that person ends up getting more jail time. I mean, there's something definitely corrupt going on here. But it does remind me of one of those situations, like how people go to jail to be a mole. You know what I mean? It reminds me of something like that. It is someone that people actually adore, though. I feel like somebody here would get off on all charges, too. Only because they have money. You wouldn't think you'd get away with it like that. You get away with a lot of stuff if you have money. But I wouldn't think in that case. It's something else, personal. Something happened. Maybe it's somebody's child. I'm not sure. 9 of Swords. Whatever it is causing somebody anxiety or... I've never seen the 9 of Swords like that, where she's doing like the Cheerio over their eyes. I don't even think that's a thing. Me and Caden used to do it, but we'd turn our hands the other way. I mean, you would think maybe this person would be. It could be money too, Ace of Coin. This person would be nervous because it's like there's so much built up against them, especially since a witness came forward. But this witness is lying. whoever we have on the stand next in regard to some type of trial, or whoever's part of this, but like he hasn't been on trial yet, it's something like that, is willing to sacrifice his own life just to see somebody else go down because his family is going to be taken care of. But he might get paid in jail too, to be like an informant. So it's like this person kind of scores, you know, but I think he's going to get caught. He's going to get caught up, and then everything might get dismissed because there's a paper trail and this person gets caught up. So something very well may be dismissed here, and people are happy. So it's got to be somebody we know in the public eye. I think what's important here is something with the judicial system and the judge. I'm telling you, because I said even a judge being taken out, but when judges are taken out, it's done very quietly through like a public defender, through what's that person that goes through where cops have to go through them, and then they got to go through somebody to even get like a warrant. So somebody was definitely hiding records or something. And something gets found, maybe when they raid a house, or maybe they already found it and it's going to become public and this person's going to be taken down. But there is somebody in the inside that did something intentional that somebody actually didn't do. And like a judge, somebody put them in jail because they paid the judge off. District attorney, maybe it's the district attorney that finds some type of leak. So maybe there's a private investigator that ends up discovering something. There's definitely something like that going down. There's no question. I just got pulled to Australia and fires. So we're going to wrap this up. I got to take my mom from blood work and I'll be back. I love you guys. Have a great day. 1919. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. (1919) could be suggesting aspects in your life coming to a close, important cycles, anything that's karmic. Cycles of phases just coming to the end. For the new, do not look at anything as a loss, but rather a new beginning, opportunity, or adventure. One door closes, another one opens. Allow connections and communication with your angels to be open and new and unexplored. Knowledge and wisdom. It's also an auspicious time to pursue your passion and take action. So I'm getting pulled to Mars here. So again, it's just energies coming out, like darker energies. So we might continue this when I get back. I'll leave the cards until I decide. But I mean, it's pretty clear that there's something huge that's going to go down this week. Couple weeks. Maybe even over a month. Within the 2-month frame. Right around 2 months from now, whatever this is. This felt like something that was coming in quicker, but about 2 months from now, we'll know what this is. So yeah, I kind of do want to dig into this a little bit more. I'll see you guys in a little while. I love you guys. Bye. Peanut butter? You're yapping.